But the Chiefs keep their playoff chances alive. They play against the Colts. They go to overtime. They end up winning, beating the Colts 23-20 at home. Will, and this is just a note, Will getting cooked for his Chiefs no playoffs take. Does he still believe they won't make it? That's a question for Will. But the Chiefs are down 11, right? And they rally back, make it. They're down 20-9, rally back, go to the overtime, and they end up winning that game. What is this? Is this the Colts fumbling the bag here, Willie? Is this the Chiefs that they're actually just that good? Defense. I'll let you take this one first before we go to Greg.
The Chiefs are the most formidable opponent I have ever faced in my life. I've been hunting this team for a few years now, and anytime you feel like you got them dead in the rights, they avoid it somehow, and they looked good on that comeback yesterday against the Colts. Couple penalties there that you can start to grab. Here comes the referees for the Chiefs now.
This is Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny to a T. Like, we've seen this battle before, but keep going.
Yeah, look, I Willie, see, I personally don't have them making the playoffs. Like, there's still many opportunities on the board left. It's going to start getting tight. I'm going to start getting a little bit more uncomfortable in the pocket, but I've lived in this lane so long, I got to stay in the lane, so I'm going to. I don't have them making the playoffs. Colts had a tough beat in OT against a good Chiefs football team in Arrowhead. Mm-hmm. Colts are going to have to take care of business this weekend against the Texans because they could find themselves in a little bit of a dust up there in the AFC South that we were talking about earlier. But I'm not, look, you can't hit them all. You can't hit them all. Yesterday, I thought I thought I was going to take an ass whooping all day long. I was on ESPN national television, just telling all the families in Kansas City, get ready for your children to start asking for Bo Nix jerseys. Chiefs dynasty's over. Rome has fallen. You're not going to make the playoffs since 2014. Now there's a heartbeat there. I also was on national television talking about Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the Eagles. Because again, I'm bad at picking against the Eagles. The Eagles have been stuffing it down my throat week in and week out. But I saw something with the Dallas Cowboys. It looked real bleak yesterday when the Cowboys were down 21-0. But to get that win out at the end of the night, that felt good. But as far as the Chiefs go, they're still in a division that the Broncos are going to win. They're still going to have to battle in the wild card spot with the Chargers. You're looking at Jaguars. You're looking at the Texans. Who else in the AFC that could they be battling with? Steelers or Ravens. You could go. You can go either.
Ravens are now winning the division,
right? But they're going to be in a wild card hunt. The Chiefs are as they try to make the playoffs. So. It's kind of the only thing I can hang my hat on is, okay, they beat the Colts. They were at Arrowhead. They will not be at Arrowhead come playoff time.
So if they make the playoffs, do you win the war? If they make the playoffs, but they get kicked, they get bounced in the wild card.
There's still a job to be done, and that's keeping them from winning the Super Bowl.
Okay, so that's the farther goalpost. Your first goalpost. So let's keep them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, first one. I'm going to do whatever I can to keep this team out of the playoffs.
Greg?
Well, let's just talk about. And again, I catch the recaps of most of these games, but like the main tipping points of what kind of determines the outcome. And I think Shane Steichen, if it wasn't for the job Vrabel's doing, I'd probably say Shane Steichen's the coach of the year, because I don't think anybody in a million years thought that the Colts would be having the season that they have had with Daniel Jones and the resurgence of his career and coming off the poor drafting of Anthony Richardson or the poor development, whatever you want to classify that being. Obviously, that was a miss. And then they bring in Daniel Jones and they're having a great year. They look like they're on their way to the playoffs and they've had some great games. But you look at the end of that game, you have the ball on the plus side of the 50 with 4-ish minutes to go, up by 3 on 4th and 4, and you punt.
Yeah.
Because it feels safe. It feels like I don't have to answer for this. Hey, the defense has to do a better job getting a stop. Hey, we got to execute in overtime. If you give the ball to Patrick Mahomes to go the long way, even if you fail and you give him the ball and he goes down and kicks a field goal, you're probably getting the ball back.
Right.
Or he goes down and scores a touchdown to take the lead. You're going to get the ball back. But now you punt, and I don't know exactly where he took over. Let's say it was a good punt and it's inside the 15, 10-yard line and you pin him back. That's the idea of punting from the plus side of the field. If he scores on you, he probably took up all of it, or it's at least under the 2-minute by the time he scores by field goal or touchdown. You're not going to possess the ball. And sure as hell, what do? They take a long, methodical drive. Yep. They run the clock all the way down. They kick a field goal. They force overtime, and Indianapolis never touches the ball again in regulation. So again, once you get to overtime, the variance is out the window, right? Overtime is a whole new game. The idea is to make decisions that give you the best chance to win in regulation. You don't punt 4th and 4 on the plus side of your opponent's team with a 3-point lead with 4 minutes. You just can't do it.
Yeah, I agree.
You just can't do it. And if you fail and they go the short way and you lose, you've got to stand at the podium and you've got to eat it like Dan Campbell does multiple times. You got to eat it. But this whole notion of like, I'm going to let my defense win it. I'm going to play field position. It's a crock of shit. Teams are continuing to lose and lose and lose because they don't want to stand up there and face the music if it goes the wrong way. They'd rather, you lost anyway. But now we got to play better defense. Hey, we got to do a better job in overtime. Hey, we got to. But if you fail on 4th and 4 and you lose, the only question you're being asked is, why did you not punt?
Right.
And coaches are uncomfortable. They don't like it. And this is not unique to Shane Steichen. It's pretty much every coach around the league with the exception of a couple. Yeah, it drives me insane.
And you give, another asset to the Chiefs, like one of their weaknesses throughout the entire season is running the football.
Right.
When the defense is on the field that long, now their weakness becomes they're able to complement more and it can become a strength. Like Kareem Hunt they end up running the ball well at the end of the game because the defense was on the field for like 80 something plays. They're drained. So now you're getting attacked by this Chiefs offense who's not very good at running the football. Now they can basically do everything to you,
right?
Especially going in OT.
Because one thing that Greg doesn't like, which is running the football, the thing that the Chiefs did is they sat. Well, hold on. They sat back and they said from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, we are going to establish the run as a threat that the Colts have to defend, and they did that, and it paid off dividends for them because the Chiefs, with the way they've kind of changed their game, is like they used to be able to splash. Hey, we're going to hit you with X play after X play. We're going to march on the field in a minute and a half, and we're going to get a touchdown. We're going to move on. Now our defense is going to stand up. The Chiefs have had to change a little bit, and you see it most prominent in this game against the Colts is from the first snap to the last snap, they utilized the running back as a weapon for them to get them into third and manageable and keep the chains moving. They killed them with time of possession. So if you're Steichen, I agree with everything you said, Greg, is like you're 4th and 4. At this point, I think we can all agree, if you're between the 40s, you don't punt anymore. Like you have to, you bend the knee, you live and die by the sword, and you continue to play the game that way. And I think if you go for it, like, hey, you get it, you're able to probably win that game. You're going to kick 3 or you're going to end up scoring a touchdown. If you don't get it, you have a lot more time. Like you were pointing out, you're going to have 1, 2, maybe even 3 minutes left to go and put a drive together to have a game-winning field goal. So I hate it for Steichen because if he doesn't get it, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But like, how are you going out? You're going out the bitch way. You're out the hey, I'm going to die on my sword way, and the die on my sword way is going for it on 4th. But run the football. That's a huge win for the Chiefs.
Yeah, and the answer is really easy. Hey, why did you go for it there? Why not punt? The answer is because I'm kicking the ball to arguably the best player of the generation. We've seen him time and time again go down there and find a way to at least tie that game up.
Yeah.
So by giving them the ball at the, when they possess the ball at the minus 45, 40, whatever it ended up being, as opposed to the minus 10, the likelihood of after they tie the game up, I now will get another possession because the goal is not to go to overtime. The goal is to win in regulation. There is no forcing overtime. That is not part of any of these decision processes. And if they are, the coaches are wrong. Every decision is about, I want the game to end in regulation with me winning. Their run game, they ran the ball 41 times for 148 yards, 3.6 yards a carry.
Love it. Love that.
That is
I love that.
Give it to him, Greg.
They threw for 352 yards.
Balanced offense. Love it.
No, but the part everyone's forgetting is it's not about ball control. It's not about time of possession. It's about how many points can you score. And until they kicked an end of game, like walk off to send to overtime field goal, only because the Colts decided to give you the ball back. They had 17 points.
Greg, I love where you're coming from. Here's what I'll say, dude.
You can't points.
You're playing
running
a team.
The ball for 3.5 yards. I don't care if you ran the ball 250 times. You can't run the ball for 3.5 yards 40 plus times and think you're going to score any points.
You can't
and
if
the
you also
goal
throw
is
for
to
300
score
yards.
points.
Greg, if you are playing a team that is number one in every major category on the offensive side of the ball, you as the Chiefs and Andy Reid has to sit back and go, okay, can we go point for point with them? The answer to that is no. So how do you beat a team that puts points on the board fast, often, and can do it in multiple
No,
ways?
I get it.
You
That's
have to,
my
you have
point
to
about
win
why
time of possession
Indianapolis has
and
to be
run the
more
ball.
aggressive on offense is my point.
Okay, I'm just making sure. We're on the same page. I love it.
No, I never fault the inferior team for playing low possession ball control. I get that whole argument. That argument is going to be, you're not going to win any meaningful games. You might win that game. Like, that is not a recipe for winning over long sample sizes. My argument is, if I'm Indianapolis and I'm Shane Steichen, I'm not giving the ball back to Mahomes. I don't care if they had 2 points the whole game. We've seen Mahomes in those moments kill people and just end their dreams and go down and do what he did yesterday, regardless of how the rest of the game goes on. But to pretend that running 41 times for 148 yards is a sustainable model for winning NFL games over long periods of time, it's just not. Now, you want to show me a run game that did matter yesterday? Jameer Gibbs.
Yes.
He ran the ball 17 times for 200 and something yards. That's a great run game. Yes. That's a better run game than a passing game. Yes. But he's averaging 10 yards a carry.
I agree with you. If we go back to the Chiefs and the Colts, the thing that makes Andy Reid so great is he evaluates not only the team he's playing against, but the team he has. And he's okay, where does our best line up against their best? And from an offensive standpoint, offense versus offense, it did not play well. I don't disagree with you that running the ball 41 times a game for 3.6 yards per carry is a sustainable thing throughout the season. However, if that is what it calls for to catch a W, then that's what you need to do. Now, if they go and play the Raiders next week, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm like, well, yeah, we don't need to run the football.
Chiefs got to go to Dallas next week.
Yeah, and if that's the case, if Chiefs have to go to Dallas next week, I'm thinking now we open it up because the defense has played well for the Cowboys the last couple of weeks, but our best is better than their best, and so I trust Patrick Mahomes ripping the ball down the field versus the Cowboys defense as opposed to holding time of possession and those sorts of things.